December 16th, 1944. The Ardennes forest, Belgium. Snow drifts over the pines like powdered glass, muffling the sound of distant engines. In a small Belgian village near St. Vith, Corporal Ernst Kruger of the 1st SS Panzer Division leans against the glacis plate of his Tiger tank, a cigarette glowing between numb fingers. He squints through the falling snow at a distant column of smoke. "Amerikaner," mutters his gunner, peering through binoculars. Probably more of their Tommy Cookers. The crew chuckles, a familiar slur for the American M4 Sherman, notorious among German tankers for bursting into flames when hit. To men who drove Tigers and Panthers, the Sherman was little more than a joke. A clumsy steel box, built by the thousands, crewed by boys who barely knew which end of the gun fired. But the laughter fades as the radio crackles to life. "Find Panzer im Westen. 30, 40, maybe more." Kruger's cigarette trembles in the cold air. The radio operator looks up. They're everywhere. The Battle of the Bulge has begun. Hitler's final gamble. In the fog-shrouded forests of the Ardennes, more than 200,000 German troops surge westward, hoping to split the Allied line and capture the port of Antwerp. The offensive relies on surprise, fuel, and speed. But even before the first Tiger fires, something is already going wrong. The roads are jammed with vehicles. Fuel convoys are late. The snow thickens. And from the west, the low rumble of engines. Hundreds of them. Shermans. The first American shells arrive before dawn. They whistle through the fog, slam into the frozen earth, and erupt in bursts of white smoke and black soil. Kruger ducks into his Tiger, shouting, "Motor an! Schnell! Schnell!" The Maybach engine roars to life, echoing through the forest. The crew locks hatches, loads armor-piercing rounds, and steadies their breathing. Across the line, Lieutenant William Bill Hardy of the 10th Armored Division grips the periscope of his Sherman named Lucky Lady. The interior smells of oil, sweat, and cordite. The crew can see their own breath. The men joke half-heartedly. They've heard the stories. The Tiger could kill a Sherman at 2,000 meters. A Sherman, meanwhile, had to flank it, pray, and fire at 200. "Keep her tight, Joe," Hardy says. "Remember, hit and run. Don't duel with those damn cats." As dawn breaks, the snow becomes blinding white. The Tigers emerge from the tree line, their dark hulls like monsters rising from fog. The Shermans advance too. Dozens of them side by side, tracks grinding ice and mud. The first shot rings out. A Tiger's 80mm round pierces a Sherman clean through. The tank bursts into flames, black smoke curling upward, confirming every German's sneer. Kruger smirks. Another Tommy Cooker. But then, something new. The next wave doesn't stop. 10 more Shermans roll forward, guns blazing, their 50 cals hammering through the trees. One Tiger turns its turret to engage and jams, frozen grease in the ring. Another runs dry on fuel. "Scheisse, we're out already?" The loader curses. The radio buzzes. "Fuel convoy destroyed near Malmedy. Hold position." Kruger stares through his periscope as Shermans keep coming. One, then another, then a dozen. Their engines scream, their shells ricochet off his armor, but keep him pinned. It isn't bravery, he thinks, it's endlessness. They just keep coming. By midday, the narrow roads of the Ardennes are choked with metal. American convoys stretch for miles, Shermans, half-tracks, trucks piled with ammo and fuel, engineers repairing bridges under fire. From the air, P-47 Thunderbolts howl through the clouds, their machine guns stitching the treetops with fire. Corporal Kruger watches from the ridge as the American column snakes through the valley below. It's chaos, but organized chaos. Each time his Tiger destroys one, 2 more Shermans replace it. The snow-covered hills echo with the rhythm of industry, engines revving, cranes lifting, radios crackling in perfect synchronization. Inside Lucky Lady, Lieutenant Hardy wipes soot from his face and laughs nervously. "Hey, Bill," his gunner says. "Didn't the Krauts say this was our graveyard?" Hardy reloads the 75mm. "Guess they're the ones getting buried." What the Germans didn't know, couldn't know, was that the Shermans weren't just tanks. They were the physical embodiment of America's industrial war machine. While the Reich struggled to scrape together enough steel for one Panther, the U.S. built a Sherman every 30 minutes. Ford's massive River Rouge plant in Michigan had turned tank production into an assembly line, with women welding hulls and convoys delivering parts like clockwork. Fuel flowed like blood through an artery, a logistics network stretching from the English ports to French rail hubs, then onto the snow-choked roads of Belgium. The Red Ball Express, manned mostly by black American drivers, never stopped. To the German crews freezing in their stalled Panthers, that was the real terror. Not the tanks themselves, but the fact that the Americans could afford to lose them. "Wie viele kommen noch?" one loader whispers. "How many more are coming?" Kruger doesn't answer. He knows the truth. There's no end. Night falls over the Ardennes. The snow turns gray under the faint glow of artillery flares. Kruger's Tiger sits crippled by the roadside, engine frozen, one track broken, the radio dead. Around him, the forest hums with distant engines. Shermans again, moving methodically through the dark. He steps outside, his breath fogging the air, and hears something strange. Laughter. Not German laughter this time. American tank crews are joking somewhere beyond the trees, their voices carried by the wind. They sound relaxed, confident, almost casual, inside Lucky Lady Lieutenant. Hardy writes in his pocket notebook by flashlight. They've lost 5 tanks today, but reinforcements already arrived. Fresh fuel, new tracks, hot rations. The men are exhausted, yet somehow certain. "Hard to believe," Hardy murmurs. "They thought they could push us to the sea." For Kruger, the illusion of German might is unraveling. He remembers the early war years, the blitzkrieg victories, the parades, the speeches about invincible armor. But now, standing in the snow beside a dead Tiger, he sees the truth. Germany has built masterpieces, elegant, powerful, and impossibly complex machines. But each Tiger required thousands of man-hours, specialized tools, and scarce fuel. America, meanwhile, had built momentum. Shermans didn't need to be perfect. They only needed to move forward, again and again, faster than the enemy could replace what was lost. In the distance, the forest flashes orange. Allied artillery begins its relentless rhythm. The ground trembles. Kruger stares west, toward the rumbling convoy lights weaving through the hills, and whispers, "Wir sind verloren. We are lost." The laughter has stopped now. Only engines remain. The next morning, Allied tanks push past his position without slowing. The once mighty German armor is out of fuel, out of time, and out of hope. The Tommy cookers they mocked now own the roads. By January, the Bulge collapses. What began as Hitler's last offensive ends in retreat, and the snow-covered forests of the Ardennes become a graveyard for Germany's final dream of victory.